Let's start. This is the seventh lecture of engineering economics that we have started. So in today's lecture, we will starting at decision making, means how to make a buy or a make decision. Suppose you're having an industry and you're working in an industry and you're the chief of advisor that you need to choose that company should make that product or purchase that product from the outside or some outsourcing. So how to make a buy or make decision, we will study in this lecture, because not everything is worth making from your own. Suppose your industry is making a car, but you need not to make the tires for your company, because that will not be economically viable, and that's not of your business. You just make assemble different components, make a car, and whatever is needed, you need to make a design, you need to make a product, not a every part of it. So that's how the buy or make a decision should be made. We will study in that lecture. So let's start with an introduction. In this process of carrying out business activities of an organization, a component or product can be made within the organization or bought from on a subcontractor. As I've already told you, that each decision involves its own cost. Decisions are also having a cost, and so in a given situation, the organization should evaluate. In a given situation, the organization should evaluate each of the above make or buy alternatives, and then select the alternative which results in the lowest cost. So starting with this from before starting a buy or make decision, we will have a different opinions and different alternatives to choose. So this is an important decision, because since it affects the productivity of an organization in a long run. The make or buy decision is not static, because to making a product we need a different kind of machinery, and we have to make this product throughout the time. Suppose there's a only limited requirement of any product, then it will not be advised to make a product by its own. If it is in a needed in the long run, or the throughout the all the uh, life cycle of that whole industry, then it's advisable to make it. And the make option is option of a component product may be economical today, but after some time it may turn out to be uneconomical. So economical aspect needs to be understand also, that whatever we are seeing today economical will may not be economical in at tomorrow. Thus make or buy decision should be reviewed periodically, say 1 to 3 years. Is it economical to make that product now, or we should purchase it from outside? This is mainly to cope up with with the changes in the level of competition and the various environmental factors, because of the government also imposes few environmental norms that need to be considered for that also. So, what are the criteria for the make and buy choices? First, we will learn what is the criteria to make. These are the following criteria to make. The finished product can be made cheaper by the firm. The finished product can be made cheaper by the firm than by the outside supplier. The finished product is being manufactured only by the limited number of outside firms which are unable to meet its demand. So, if you are if you want a finished product, then we should keep this in mind that these products are only having a limited number of firms which produces the finished product. If we uh, when a product came to the industry, we need to perform the finishing operation on that product, so that can also be a costly affair. The part of an importance for the firm and requires extremely close quality control. So if we are need in a close tolerance limits, then we also choose a proper vendor, or we should make that product itself. The part can be manufactured with the firm's existing facilities and similar to the other items which a company has manufacturing experience. If you are having a competent labor available, machineries and items, raw materials, then it is advisable to make a product, because we have all the things that can product needs, then we should make that product. Now, what should be the criteria to buy? The following are the criteria for buy. It requires a high investment on the facilities which are already available at the supplier's plant. You should not invest much for a single product if it is available to the supplier's side. So we should not invest the high machineries or high investment cost. The company does not have facilities to make it. There are more profitable opportunities for investing companies capital. We can use that capital in some companies other profile. We can expand our businesses with that, but it is not advisable to make that product and to invest that much amount in that to making that single product only. Existing facilities of the companies can be used more economically to make some parts. Suppose the company is making one product and it is just sufficient amount of raw materials and the labors. We have to increase the capacity to make a new product. Then it is not advisable to make that product itself. It is advisable to buy that. The skill of person employed by the company is not readily acceptable to make. Suppose that labor is not educated enough to make a new product that is needed some special configuration and special machine knowledge, then it is not advisable to make a product. Then we should buy it. The patent or other legal barriers to prevent companies from making. If someone having a patent of that organization, suppose that our supplier supplier is having a patent, then we should not make that product, and we should buy that product from the supplier, because they are already paying for their patent. We If we will make that product, we have to also pay for that patent, and the demand for that part is either temporary or seasonal. If that product is seasonal only, then uh, we should just outsource it from the suppliers or the different vendors, and it is so these are the criteria for buy a product and to make a product. Let's see what are the approaches to make or buy decision. There are three approaches in which we can see how the how should we make or buy decision. First one is simple cost analysis. Second one is the economic analysis, and third one is the break-even analysis. We have already studied the break-even analysis. I will just review this in this lecture. So let's start with a simple cost analysis with an example. A company has an extra capacity that can be used to produce a sophisticated fixture which it has been buying for 900 rupees each. If company makes the fixture, it will incur material cost of 300 rupees, labor cost of 250 per unit, and the variable overhead cost of 100 rupees per unit. Now, the annual fixed cost associated with the unused capacity is 10 lakh rupees, and the demand over next year is estimated to the 5,000 unit. Would it be profitable for a company to make this fixture? Now we have seen what are the things that is given. Now we will calculate it. Now we will make a decision. Is it advisable to make a product, or we should just continue buying that? Now let's start the solution. Here we will assume that the unused capacity has an alternative use. Now first let's calculate the cost to make. Cost to make will be based on the variable cost per unit, that will be equivalent to, sorry, material plus labor plus overheads, where material cost is given 300, labor cost is 250, and overhead is 100 rupees. The overall variable cost will be 650 rupees, and the total variable cost will be for the 500 units, that is per unit. For 500 units it will be, sorry, 5000 unit, it will be 5000 into 650, that is 32 lakhs 50,000 rupees. Now uh, we have to add the fixed cost associated. So the fixed cost will be, that is given in that capacity is 10 lakh rupees. Add the fixed cost. Fixed cost is 10 lakh rupees. If we will add, total cost will be, total cost will be 32 lakhs 50,000 plus 10,000, that is 42,000 1,500 rupees, 50,000 rupees. Now that is the cost associated with the cost to make is 42 lakhs 50,000 rupees. This is the cost to make. Now what is the cost to buy? That will be purchase cost of 5,000 rupees plus 900 units, that is, so 900 per unit, that is 45 lakhs there will be some costs associated with that inventory also that we are not considering. Now we have to add fixed cost with unused capacity. Here we have to just add 10 lakh rupees because this is the fixed cost, whatever we are using it or not using it. So the total cost will be 55 lakh rupees. So here we see cost to make is lower than the cost to buy. Advisable. So it is advisable to make a product. So this is the how the we should calculate the we should make or buy a product based on the simple cost analysis. Now let's move one step ahead to the economic analysis. Now we have to consider the various inventory models and we will see how this thing will work. The following inventory models are considered to illustrate this concept. First is purchase cost, second is the manufacturing cost. These are the formulas of EOQ. EOQ is the economic order quantity and TC is the total cost. For each model are given in the following table. If you will see the first model, that is a purchase model. Purchase model economic order quantity Q is a 2 into C naught into D by CC. Here all the nomenclatures are given. C naught is the like T is the demand per year, P is the purchase cost per unit, CC is the carrying cost per unit per year, CO is the ordering cost or the order or setup cost, K is the production rate, R is the demand per year, Q1 is the economic order size, Q2 is the economic production size, and TC is the total cost. So in the purchase model, if you want to order something, the economic order size will be equivalent to can be calculated from this formula. And if you want to calculate the total cost, that can be calculated with the demand per year multiplied by the purchase price and the other variable that is given in this formula. While in the manufacturing class, we have to make a product. Then here the Q2 will be referred as the economic production size. What is the production size that we have to make? And similarly, the total cost will be calculated from this. We will see this with an example to get some better understanding. Let's see an example. An item has a yearly demand of 2000 units. Demand is 2000 units. And the different cost in respect to make a or buy a product are as follows. Determine the best option. Buying an item is costing a 8 rupees and making is costing a 5 rupees. Procurement cost per order is rupees 120. Setup cost here is 60 rupees. Annual carrying cost is 1.60 and here is 1 rupees. Production rate is 8,000 per unit. 8,000 units per year. Now let's solve this. First we will see a buy option. First we will see in buy option. So here D is given 2000 units per year. C naught is rupees 120 per order. CC is 1.60 per unit per year. Now we can calculate the Q1. Q1 will be 2 C naught D upon CC, that is carrying cost. CO is the ordering cost. So based on this formula, Q1 will be 2 into 2000 into ordering cost, that is 120, that is divided by 1.60 in the whole under root. If we will solve this, we will find the Q1 is 548. That is the minimum, that is the optimum order quantity that we will need to order it. Now we have to calculate the total cost. Total cost will be D into P plus DC naught upon Q1 plus Q1 into CC upon 2. So total cost will be 2000 into 8 plus 2000 into 120 divided by 548. Sorry, that will be 16 lakhs 876.36, or we can say 16,876 only rupees. So that is the total cost for buying. This is the total cost for buying. Let's calculate to make option. Let's analyze the make option. Make option will be C naught is given 60 per setup. R is given 2000 units per year. CC is rupees 1 unit per year. K is the 8000 units per year. Now we should see the what is the minimum economic production size. Economic production size will be calculated as a 2 into C naught into R divided by CC 1 minus R by K. It is economic production size. If you will calculate, so if you will calculate the Q2 here, then Q2 will be 2 into 60 into 2000 divided by and minus 1 minus 2000 divided by 8000. That will be around, I have to write again. Q2 2 into 60 into 2000 upon 10, 1 minus 2000 upon 8000. Here Q2 will be approximately 566 units. Now if you want to calculate the total cost, that will be from the similar formula dp plus c naught, sorry, into c naught upon q2 plus cc k minus r q2 upon 2 into k. That will be 2000 into 5 plus 2000 into 60 divided by 566 plus 1 into 8000 minus 2000 multiplied by 566. Sorry. So if you will see that finally if you will calculate that will become around 10,424 rupees. So here we see make option, having a cost of 1042, and buy option having a cost of 16,876 here. So buy option is advisable. So let's see the third thing, that is break-even analysis. That we've already studied here. Break-even, if we will draw a cost curve, that on the x-axis, sorry, y-axis there is a cost, and that is the quantity of production. Then we will see the fixed cost line will be constant, variable cost will vary on the number of unit produced, sales will be measured on the sales cost, and the total cost will always be start from that fixed cost, because the fixed cost is always there whatever we are making it or not. Here TC is the total cost, FC is the fixed cost. Now total cost will be fixed cost plus variable cost, where B is here. If you will see the intersection point between the total cost and the sales is there's a economic or other economic uh, production quantity, that is, and associate if we will draw this thing on the x-axis, then we will see the economic break-even sales point, and on the x-axis we will see the break-even quantity or break-even point. So the formula for the break-even point will be fixed cost upon selling price minus variable cost. So let's see this with an example here. Just a minute. A manufacturer of TV buys a TV cabinet at 500 each. In case the company makes it within the factory, the fixed cost and the variable cost would be 4 lakhs. Here the fixed cost is 4 lakhs and the variable cost is rupees 300 per unit respectively. Should the manufacturer make or buy the cabinet if the demand is 1500 TV cabinets? Let's see. Let's solve this. Here, buying price, he is buying. Price is rupees 500, and if you will make a product, then the variable cost is rupees 300 per unit. Fixed cost is 4 lakh rupees. Sorry, break even point will be, you can calculate 4 lakh divided by fixed buying price minus, so it will be around 2000 units. So here we see the since the demand is less than the break even point, the company should buy the product. It is advisable to buy the product rather making it. Let's see another example. Here there are three alternatives available to meet the demand of a particular product. The option one is manufacturing the product by the using a process A, manufacturing the product by using the process B, and buying the product directly from the outsourcing. So let's see that other details are the details are given as the following table. Cost element like fixed cost, variable cost, and purchase cost. There are the three options: option one, option two, option three. Fixed cost is 5 lakh rupees. Here the fixed cost is 6 lakh rupees. Here we are directly buying it. The variable cost is 175. Manufacturing cost is 150. And here nothing is because we are buying. And here the purchase cost, that is, here will not be any, here only. But now the annual demand of the product is 8,000 units. Should the company make the product using a process A or a process B or buy it? Let's see. Here, let's assess the option A. Fixed cost is 5 lakh rupees. Variable cost is 175 rupees. Now we can the demand is 8,000 units. Now let's the annual cost of option A, that will be fixed cost plus variable cost into demand, that will be 5 lakh rupees plus 175 into 8,000, that will be, if you will calculate this, then it will come out to the 19 lakh rupees. Now let's assess for the option B. Option B is fixed cost is given as 6 lakh rupees, variable cost is 150 rupees per unit, demand is same as 8,000 units per year. Now, the annual cost of option B will be fixed cost plus variable cost into demand. Fixed cost is 6 lakh rupees, variable cost is 150 into demand. That is, if you calculate, that is comes around 18 lakh rupees. That is option B. That is option A. If you will see the option C, that is the direct buying. Here we just have to see the purchase cost, that is around 125 rupees per unit, and demand is 8,000 rupees. If you will calculate this, then the annual cost will be option C will be one purchase cost into demand. That will becomes around 125 into 8,000, that is 1 lakh rupees. So if you will compare all the options, then option A, option B, option C, and if you will see the total cost or annual cost, then it's 19 lakhs, it's 18 lakhs, and that is 10 lakh rupees. So that is the minimum cost. So that product is suggested. It is as advisable to buy a product. That is option C. So in that way, we can calculate how these things like how should we choose a make or buy option. So let's see whatever we have studied. So this is the lecture basically how to make decisions for making or buying a product. It is already available in the market. You should buy it, or if you are having a facility, or we don't have any facility, then we have to just start a new facility. Is it advisable to start a new facility, or it is just advisable to make or buy a product? We have seen with many examples, means how should we go ahead with this? Do we have enough machinery available, or it is advisable? So there are three models that we have studied. That is a simple cost analysis, break-even analysis, economic analysis. and we have solved the each examples with this. Here in the basic things in the simple cost analysis does not consider the inventory cost, but that is not a practical thing, that because if you are purchasing a whole lot of lot of product at a time, there is a ordering cost associated with that, and also the storage cost. So these things need to be considered while doing an analysis. So this is not a practical analysis that in industries are doing. It's like a only for the vague analysis we can say. And the thing is the second year economic analysis. So there are also two things. If you're purchasing a product, then that the purchase model will imply, and if you are manufacturing a product, then the manufacturing model will apply. Here we see there is a ordering cost associated with that purchase model, and the production cost is associated with the manufacturing model. So this gives a practical insights of what is happening in the real life scenarios, that is based on the economic analysis. And after considering the economic analysis, all the total cost and the fixed cost, variable cost, storage cost, carrying cost, there's a thing that how much quantity we should order and how much quantity we should make. And this thing will break even analysis will give us the actual thing, means how much product we have to make and at what time the order should be placed, at what is the size of an order that needs to be placed. So these are all the three models we have assessed with the different kind of examples. Now this is all for this lecture. You can study this book for this lecture itself, and all other books also, to make some more insights. Thank you.